Saturday night baseball here in Santa Barbara, California, as the Arroyo Seco Saints get set to take on the Santa Barbara Foresters. I'm Jarrett Thompson, with me Charles Duncan. And Charles, a battle of two first-place teams. Both teams coming in containing a record of 15-7 in league play. Teams that do not like each other, and we should have a good one today.
We certainly should, Jarrett. They were playing Can't We All Get Along before this game. I don't think these two teams can. There's a lot of rivalry, a lot of bad blood, walk-off home runs, coaches getting kicked out of ball games. This is what baseball is all about. And with these two teams here tonight, we should be in for a really close contest, as both of these teams tied at 15-7 for the lead in the league in the Southern Division. So this game means a lot in terms of who's going to battle it out, who's going to end up getting first place in the Southern Division, and this is going to be a real fun one to watch.
Absolutely. The Saints have come on top all three times these teams have played each other so far. This is the fourth appearance. They'll have two more in the final week of the season. And like you said, a lot of bad blood, back and forth, a lot of excitement. But both these teams come in being hot. The Saints winning 8 of their last 10 games, and the Foresters come in having won 8 straight and 6 straight in league play. So both these teams are hot. Both teams looking to get a win. And the starter for the Foresters will be Justin Eckhart. Eckhart started the last game against the Saints and went 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both of them not earned. He comes in with an ERA of a flat 3, and it's his third start of the year, and he'll get a lineup from the Saints. A bit of a different lineup, Charles. Still have Connor Bradshaw, but the no likes of Cali, Cowden, or McMurray.
For the Saints, they were riding a 9-game league win streak. They lost that in the Wednesday road game to the MLB Academy Barons. They've still won 9 out of their last 10 league games, and they're looking to make it 10 for 11 here tonight.
Connor Bradshaw digs in to lead things off. The Saints DH against Eckhart. First pitch swing is a grounder to short. Play is going to be made and throw to first in time for out number 1. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Eckhart.
Second baseman number 1, Jackson Cobb.
This Saints team has been very hard to beat in the month of July. No wonder the Foresters haven't gotten the best of them yet. Saints have only lost 4 games this month, 3 of them in league play. They have been red hot, and I keep bringing it up. Drew Cowley mentioned they said they are the team to beat heading into the rest of the season.
Yep, and as Cobb takes strike 1, both these teams, like we said, being at the top of the division, the Saints have gotten the better of the Foresters in all 3 games. Foresters trying to change that here tonight. It's fastball high, and it's 1-1 to Cobb. Like you said, the Saints only losing a few all month. Foresters have not lost since July 11th against the Blues. Cobb lines that one towards second. On the hop, it's going to be Cagel. Throw to first in time. And quickly 2 outs here for the Saints.
Left fielder number 15, Jag Burden.
And then I'll bring up Jag Burden. Normal spot for Drew Cowley to bat, but as we mentioned, Drew Cowley not in the lineup. Something that if anyone's going to be happy, it's definitely the Foresters. Cowley's been a thorn in their side. Obviously, everyone remembers the walk-off home run, Charles, that we called back on July 8th, as it's a first pitch strike to Burden.
Oh, the Foresters are celebrating with ice cream today. They're doing it all now that Cowley's on the bench.
Big cut from Burden. He comes up empty, 0-2.
And with some of these stars that we're used to seeing in this lineup, a couple of new guys in Cruz and Castillo having to come in here and make a name for themselves late. It's going to be interesting how they come together in this ball game with these two teams tied at the division lead.
0-2 to Burden, he fouls off. Yeah, exactly how you said. It's not easy to come to a team, especially if you come to a team that's in first place. That's really good. You want to fit in with the other players and contribute and help them right away. And Castillo with the limit only 3 at-bats. He'll get a start today. Same with Cruz. That pitch, Burden, grounder up the middle. Shortstop Stevenson comes and gets it. Throw on the run, gets Burden by a step. And 3 ground ball outs in the first for Eckhart. 1-2-3 inning, and we'll head to the bottom of the first with no score. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Bottom of the first, the Foresters will get their first crack at it against the righty John Chomko. Chomko making his 9th appearance, but first start, Charles. That can't be easy for a guy that's used to coming out of the bullpen to come in and start a game, especially against a team like the Foresters.
The University of Texas San Antonio product is ready, though, Jarrett. You're going to expect a lot of different things, but he's going to keep his composure in this ball game. He has a 1.22 ERA, and even though he hasn't started a game, he has 2 wins on the season. Unbelievable.
First pitch to the shortstop, Stevenson, is right there for a strike. Like you said, if anyone's capable of doing it, Chomko could be the guy. Him and his fellow college teammate Kyle Sondick been 2 of the best relievers for the Saints. As Seth Stevenson, the shortstop, has an 0-1 count. That pitch right there again, 0-2.
And Chomko, 14 2/3 innings of work. He has 23 strikeouts. It's the best average on this Saints ball club. Expect to see a lot of them here tonight.
Yep, 23 strikeouts, only 5 walks for Chomko. He made an appearance last time these teams played each other out of the bullpen, went 2 2/3, let up 2 hits, but no runs. That one's lined towards center. Castillo running over, looks under it, and will make the catch for out number 1. So Stevenson lines out. Now to bring up the second baseman, Andrew Cachel.
We mentioned the strikeouts, but he has got one heck of a defense behind him. Gonna do a lot to make sure that this game stays close. Even though we're not seeing Drew Cowley out there, still a lot of capable defensive guys.
Absolutely, Saints one of the better defensive teams in the CCL. First pitch to Cachel, misses high, ball 1. But a little bit different, though. Tanner Lindsley, who's we've seen behind the plate a lot, playing first base today. Cruz gets a start in the field. He DH'd yesterday. He's over at third. That one's right there for strike 1-1.
And let me tell you, Jared, that is a big body. Going to be really hard to overthrow the 6'4" Tanner Lindsley over there at first. So a big target for a lot of these infielders to hit.
Yeah, definitely one you'd want to throw a little bit high. That one's in the dirt, 2-1. Cachel hitting .384. He's got 2 homers and 18 RBIs for the Foresters. Him and the man on deck, Dylan Campbell, 2 of the big bats in this lineup. That pitch misses. And Cachel's ahead in the count, 3-1. These teams have played 3 times, as I mentioned before, with the Saints winning all of them. They won 6-3 back on June 30th, won 8-6, a walk-off home run from Drew Cowley, and then they won 6-5 the very next day. And that one's in for a strike, and the count is full.
Just hearing that 8-6 victory makes you smile,
Yeah.
Jared. Just right when you're about to say it. It's an amazing display and awesome to see in baseball.
Yeah, Saints were down to their last strike many times. Cooper Elliott drew a walk, and then Cowley hit an absolute bomb. The 3-2. Right there, strike 3. Cachel goes down looking, and Chomko gets his first strikeout of the night.
And that is a big strikeout. Cachel really the Bradshaw Cowley of this roster, leads in runs with 31, 18 RBIs you mentioned, leads the ball club as well. He's also got amazing plate discipline with 21 walks, so really hard there on the full count to get him looking.
Now stands in Dylan Campbell. We mentioned Drew Cowley being the thorn in the Forster side. Campbell might be the thorn in the Saints side. He has 3 homers all year. 2 of them came in that game here at home against the Saints last time, as that one is taken high, ball 1. In fact, his solo home run off Kyle Sondick accounted for the first run and only run Sondick's led up this year. And he definitely takes advantage of this field. The field 310 in left field, very short, very different than the Saints. And he's way out in front of that off-speed pitch. He's 1-1.
Nice slider from Chomko. Perfect movement, goes from right to left. It's tough for hitters to sit on that one, as many of them look like a fastball coming out, and then it just breaks, fooling hitters, making them look silly.
The wind-up and the pitch. And that catches the outside corner, 1-2. As I was saying, 310 in left field, the shallowest part of the ballpark here at Jackie Robinson. Left field's obviously the deepest part of the ballpark. Dylan Campbell's definitely taking advantage of that. But Chomko looking to put him away. 1-2 pitch is taken just a bit high, 2-2. Foresters are 23-7 overall. Saints 19-10. The 2-2. That's fouled back. And they'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Just checking out this field, Jarrett, you notice how ballparks can really be influential in terms of statistics, because if Cowley or Bradshaw had played here, a lot of those deep ones that hit the fence could have been gone. So a little bit of something to consider when you're looking at Jackie Robinson versus the ballpark here at Santa Barbara.
Off-speed pitch. Got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts, both looking for Chomko to end the first inning, and we have no score going to the second. No score as we play the top of the second inning. Peyton Lewis, Bo Willis, and Tanner Lindsley, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, due up for the Saints. Both starters getting quick 1, 2, 3 innings. In the first, Eckhart had 3 soft groundouts. Let's see if Peyton Lewis can change that. Lewis in right field today, back in that cleanup spot. The first pitch from Eckhart is a big cut, and he misses 0-1.
I don't want to see any bruises on Peyton Lewis today. He leads this ball club in hit by a pitch, 7 this season. They're just abusing him out there.
And he comes up empty on that one as well, 0-2. Yeah, him and Brandon Boning atop hit by pitches. Seems like every time I'm on the call, I see him take one. Behind in the count, 0-2 now. And he chases one in the dirt. Eckhart's got his first strikeout. The throw down to first is in time, and he's out number 1.
How about this start from Justin Eckhart? Both pitchers getting the job done. Eckhart now rolling into his second inning and really taking care of this Saints lineup early.
That'll bring up Bo Willis.
Willis has started to come around in the back half of the season. He was batting a little bit below the Mendoza line, now sitting around 250. Has scored a couple of runs in the last games, now up to 10 runs this season, sitting pretty middle of the pack on this Saints lineup that scores a lot of runs, and he's hoping to get on base here.
Yep. He takes that one low, 2-0. Bo Willis showing us he can do it all. Had a stolen bag earlier in the season. And we've seen that a lot as he takes another one outside. It's quickly 3-0. We've seen that a lot, and not just the Saints, really the entire CCL is how aggressive teams are, no matter with who, their catchers, anyone seems to really trying to steal second, steal these bags.
I was going to wait to bring it up, Jared, but 3 stolen bags for Bo Willis this season, and that's a catcher. We love to see Willis turning on the wheels, getting after it on the base path, and they've given him a green light a couple of times.
3-1 pitch. And it misses outside, and the Saints get their first base runner. Bo Willis takes a walk, and the Saints have a runner on first with 1 away. Here comes the first baseman, Tanner Lindsley.
Another man who's turned it around in the second half of the season, was batting around 100, has doubled his average since then up to 208, and really averages a walk every 2 games, and the Saints would agree that they would love to get 2 leadoff walks here to start this inning.
And one thing with the Saints lineup as well is a lot of their players that, say, struggled earlier in the season as the first pitch is inside to Lindsley, they didn't let it affect them on the defensive side. Lindsley, we talked about Boning, who struggled at times at the beginning, how excellent his defense was. Same with Lindsley. Lindsley behind the plate, obviously getting the start at first base today. Did not let his offensive slump affect him on the defensive side, and now his offense starting to turn around a little bit for him. And it's Eckhart's having trouble finding the strike zone now. 2-0 to Lindsley.
Talk about compartmentalizing, Jarrett. Able to put that off to the side and really still focus on a part of your game that's still delivering is really crucial for baseball players.
The windup and the 2-0 is chopped foul over the Saints dugout. It'll be 2-1. Talked about Willis speed. Let's see how aggressive the Saints are early here with Jared Thomas behind the plate. Pretty good showing here in Santa Barbara.
Beautiful day as well, sitting low 70s, a little windy
Nice
out
breeze
here in Santa Barbara. Love to feel it. Gets a little hot during some of these broadcasts, especially at Jackie Robinson.
Especially at home, yeah.
Sitting at 90. We'll take a little breeze here today, Jarrett.
Yep, 3-1 to Lindsley now. The pitch. Nice cut. Foul tipped. It's full count. Cruz is on deck, looking for his first hit as a Saint. See if Bo Willis goes here. Full count. He doesn't. Pitch chopped up the middle. It's going to be tough to turn 2. It's fielded. Touch on the back for 1. Throw to first. In time. A double play. Great play by Andrew Cashel. Takes it himself and gets the double play to get the Foresters out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the second, still no score. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Bottom of the second inning, John Chomko looking for another quick, easy inning. As he had in the first, that resulted in back-to-back Ks. He'll get Nathan Rombach, the first baseman for the Foresters, to lead things off.
Another potential strikeout victim in Rombach, leading this Forester squad in terms of strikeouts with 20.
First pitch is a grounder to Boning at short. Easy play, and 1 pitch, 1 out for Chomko here in the second.
But we'll take grounders too, Jared.
Yeah, absolutely. Any way they come. 4 up, 4 down for Chomko. Defensively for the Saints, and the outfield going from left to right, Jack Burden, Tommy Castillo, and Peyton Lewis. In the infield, Cruz, Boning, Cobb, and Lindsley. And with Willis behind the plate and Chomko on the mound.
We talked about it on Wednesday, how crucial it was for the Saints to get some more position players out here. A couple of departures left them with a little bit less depth, and having Cruz now, along with the extra addition of Castillo, really helps to get some depth back onto this team.
First pitch to Steven Zobak is taken high. Yeah, and that's going to be important. Obviously, losing those guys, you want to be able to give the guys such as Callie, Cowden, some of your stars, some breaks, and you want to be able to have your depth guys. If they come in and can produce, you can give them more breaks than you would imagine, even though we are resulting in the end of the season. But, like, if Lindsley shows he can be really comfortable at first base, that's a big step for the Saints that can use him there.
Injuries do happen as well. Just planning for the unexpected.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. The way Chomko's going right now, I don't want to jinx him or anything, but he should, maybe he becomes a full-time starter, you know?
I think they should consider it, Jarrett. The University of Texas San Antonio guys, along with Sonduk, could be put all over this staff and doing well at the starting role.
And there's another strikeout in the dirt. Willis is going to have to throw it down to first. A little bit of high throw, and Lindsey can't catch it. Sloppy from the Saints, and although Chomko gets the strikeout, the Foresters are going to get their first base runner. Zobak reaches first on the drop third strike.
What a soul crusher for Chomko and this Saints team. They were rolling. We saw the Foresters give up their first free pass last top of this inning, and now, unfortunately, the Saints unable to get the strikeout there. The dropped ball by Willis and the dropped one as well by Lindsley.
And acting manager Josh Schmidt's going to come talk to the umpire to make sure, because I thought Bo Willis caught it as well, to see if it went in the dirt or not, if Willis even had to throw down. Nonetheless, the play should have been made by the Saints, but
we have seen one get overturned, Jarrett, as you can attest. Last night's game, a balk turned around, and part of the reason why head coach Aaron Milam is not here today.
Yep, I was about to put on that. Aaron Milam getting ejected yesterday's game. Not here. They're going to leave him at first. So the Foresters get their first race runner. A mistake from the Saints defensively. See if Chomko can get out of it. Stay in rhythm. He'll get the catcher, Jared Thomas, now. Thomas had a few hits and a couple RBIs. The second time these teams faced each other earlier in the season. Hitting .340 on the year. Chomko throw over. He's back in time. First pitch to Thomas. Slide step, taking a little high, ball one. And this is where Chomko, obviously, you've been dealing. Must stay settled down here. He's gotten 5 outs, although he has the base runner on. See if he can get a ground ball, possibly get out of this. Throws over again. It's a close play, but Runback's back in time. Excuse me, Zobak. See how aggressive the Foresters are with Zobak on first and Bo Willis behind the plate. Zobak takes off, stops. Ball's fouls back. Count at 1-1.
I love the energy with this rivalry here at Santa Barbara, Jared. We got the Santa Barbara superfan here giving him some love.
Always here.
He's always here, and that just goes to show how electric the CCL can be and how much people invest their time into supporting some of these players and teams and how exciting it can be.
And I think it shows how competitive, as Chomko throws over again, it's not just a league for people to just have fun and stay loose. They also come out here, they want to win games, and that's what you see. Both these teams, like we said, not big fans of each other, and they want to beat them. They want to beat their opponents, and win a championship just like anyone would in any league. And both these teams right now are on the right track of doing it. That pitch is way high. Zobak took off. Throw down looks good. And they got him. Great throw by Bo Willis. Boning with the tag. And they nail Zobak trying to steal second for out number 2.
And a little back at you from Bo Willis, showing him, even if I did questionably drop that pitch, I'm going to still gun him down right there, Jared. And as you mentioned, the competitive play, I think that's a great point, because with these guys, they're trying to enhance their play, continue to stay on top of their baseball skills, but the competitive nature that this league brings really feels like college play. And it's something that these players love to be a part of.
2-1 now is fouled back. 2-2. Going back to that caught stealing by Bo Willis. Not an easy play as that fastball was well above his head. He had to reach up, catch it, still make a strong throw, and which he did. And Chomko a strike now away from getting out of this second inning. That fastball's high. And we got a full count. Still looking for our first hit of the game from either side.
It's the second time Chonko has worked his way up to a full count. Got the better of Kachel. See how he does now with Thomas.
Both his strikeouts looking. 2 of his 3. That one foul tip. Willis. They're going to say he dropped it. It looked like Willis is trying to say he was on the transfer. And the umps are going to talk about it. It looked like he caught the foul tip, and when he was trying to grab it out of his glove, he dropped it. That would be Chomko's 4th strikeout. The umps are going to talk. To me, it was on the transfer.
It was on the transfer, Jared. I think you got to give it to him here. You already called one against Willis today. I think this could be a makeup call, and there it is.
He's out. So it was on the transfer. Chomko, another strikeout. He's got 4 through 2 innings. As we head to the third, no hits, still no score. Top of the third inning. 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for the Saints. Still looking for their first hit of the game. And it's going to be Cruz to lead things off.
And for Cruz, not the start he's been looking for. 0 for 8 and 3 strikeouts to start this season off for the Saints.
First pitch from Justin Eckhart's low on the outside corner, strike 1.
It's just his third game, though, Jarrett. No need to get worried right now. He did join the team late as well, so he's getting everything back into rhythm.
a guy that swings hard. He does there. It's fouled up. Looks towards shallow left. It's going to be Stevenson just on the outfield grass to make the catch for out number 1. Yeah, and that's what I think some people got to remember is, some of these guys in the first 2 weeks of the season, when the actual season started, were a little slow as well getting ready. This guy is coming in. He's not going to come in and be mid-season form like some of these others, so it might take him a little bit. He needs to get those at-bats. That's why we've seen him in the starting lineup the last few days, and hopefully he can get going here.
And it's tough coming in on a new team as well. You're meeting everyone. Everything's right up in front of you at your face. You kind of got to take a step back from everything and let everything settle, and then we'll see the power and the overall greatness from Cruz.
Yeah, and as I said before, coming in with a good team as well, you want to make a good impression on your teammates that have been obviously very successful so far this year, sitting in first place. And a guy that's been very successful as of late is Brandon Boning, who's been tearing the cover off the ball lately, getting his average all the way up to 264, and really been a threat. Him and Cobb, when Cobb's been at the bottom of the lineup, really showing the depth of the Saints lineup every day. The 0-1 skips in the dirt. It's 1-1. Boning had 2 doubles last night, both opposite field doubles, starting to use the entire field. Wind up in the pitch from Eckhart, outside 2-1.
And with those 2 doubles, that puts him at 9 on the season. He's still a little bit behind the man, Drew Cowley, Mr. Saint, who's sitting at 16 doubles. He's very high up there, but to have 9 on the season, very respectable.
Foul tip, ooh, and that got Thomas, ooh, right in the side. Looks like it just missed the protective gear on Thomas behind the play. That one stung.
Seen some rough hits in the last couple
Seriously.
games. And the game on Wednesday, we saw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right in the umpire's grill, right in his face at MLB Academy, and those are scary, let me tell you. But
yesterday there was a foul tip that caught the home plate umpire on the side of the head as well, and he had to leave the game, and one of the field umpires had to go get his gear and come in for the final few innings. So a lot of tough luck behind the plate right now. Thomas is all right, and he'll stay in the game, obviously.
You got to think about it as well. It's a risky job for some of these umpires. You got to rely on a good catcher in front of you to protect you for a ball game.
2-2 to Boning. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3 on Boning. Second strikeout for Eckhart.
Eckhart's still rolling. He had that walk in the last inning, but that double play ball from Tanner Lindsley really helped to turn things around here for Eckhart, and he's rolling here in the third.
Yeah, that'll bring up Castillo, 9th man in the order today. The center fielder for the Saints. First pitch taken high, ball 1.
This will be the second game for Castillo. We saw him on Wednesday at MLB Academy. Went 1 for 3 with a walk.
That one catches the outside corner, 1-1. First time through the order for Eckhart, no problem so far. 1 walk to Bo Willis. Other than that, everyone else came up and has been sent down. That one's fouled off. It's 1-2.
For Castillo, these baseball guys follow their routine. It's what keeps them in sync, and he seemed to done so far in this season.
Castillo stays alive, chopping that one. Foul will remain 1-2. Forcers are coming off a 5-1 home win versus the Riptide. Pitch. Right there, strike 3. Castillo goes down looking, and Justin Eckhart. 3 beautiful innings, hitless innings. So far here against the Saints, we'll go to the bottom of the third with still no score. John Chomko back out there for the bottom of the third. He'll get the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Foresters, and Tanner Otremba, Ethan Bates, and Kendall Pettis. As they look for their first hit. The game looks for their first hit. Otremba DHing today. Otremba hitting .391.
A lot of love for Otremba here in the stands. Saw the heard the Otremba chant.
Yep.
And there should be. He leads the team in batting average at .391, as you mentioned. A big hitter with 15 runs and 11 RBIs on the season.
It's 1-0. Chomko's pitch. And that misses 2-0. And how, Charlie, a guy like Chomko, who doesn't start his first start of the year, do you have a shorter leash than, say, other starters, or do you let him go as he keeps grinding? Like, he's not a guy that goes normally 5 innings, obviously coming out of the bullpen, but the way he's cruising right now, obviously still a long ways to go, but the way he's going, how long could you leave him in there?
I would say at least 5 innings, Jarrett. Let him keep going until you see him struggling out there a little bit. You're without head coach Aaron Milam, so if Chomko continues to be productive, it makes it easier for this Saints coaching staff to keep him in and work with the extra reserves and their bullpen that they got behind him, rather than taking him out early and having to make all these bullpen and staff substitutions.
It's 2-2 now to Otremba. The pitch. Off speed. Got him. The low curveball is called for strike 3. Another strikeout for Chomko.
And that's his kryptonite right there. The curveball breaking away down low and outside, rung him up. He can't even swing at those. It's just too powerful out of John Chomko. An amazing break, goes from that right to left and just fools Otremba, leaves him standing.
Looking at my scorecard, Charlie, a lot of Ks. 5 of the 7 hitters have struck out for the Foresters his first time through the order. Left fielder Ethan Bates will try to change that, and it does as Chomsko fastball comes up and hits him up high. And the hit by pitch will put Bates on first.
Mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Jarrett, the highest strikeout percentage is John Chomko. Gets it done himself a lot of the time with the curveball. We saw him ring up Otremba, the best hitter on this team already, and we'll see him do so a lot longer if the Saints decide to keep him in.
That'll bring up the 9-hitter Kendall Pettis, the center fielder with speed. Let's see if they are aggressive with Bates. They were aggressive with Zobak once he reached on the called third strike, and Bo Willis gunned him down at second. Slide step from Chomko, fastball a little high. Ball 1 to Pettis.
For all of you watching that Angel game, the no-no was just broken up, but we got very little hits here and a trend that it seems to be going around today. Not a lot of offense. We'll see if that changes as this game goes on.
Yeah, the Astros pitcher, also a no-no through 7 innings.
It's just that kind of a day out here,
a
Jared.
pit- a time-
Saturday no-nos.
A pitching day, I guess. So let's hope it stays the same for Chomko. Pitch swung on a miss by Pettis. Good off-speed pitch. Looks like that curveball's really got a bite to it today from Chomko. Something I've noticed with his home plate umpire, too, he's been calling the low ones at the knees. They've been called for strikes. Throw over, Bates is back in time. It's that pitch that Chomko struck out 3 already looking, and a couple of them have been at the knees. Pitch from Chomko. Fastball a little high. Bottom of the third, no score, no hits yet. Throw over again. Chomko well aware that Foresters are aggressive on the base paths. Trying to keep Bates close. Ground ball could get him out of the inning. Pitch. Right there. Another breaking ball in there for a strike. Counts even.
Looking Chomko rearing back, throwing that curveball, really fools some of these hitters as he delivers as he's going through a fastball, and then the speed differential along with the movement just too much to handle.
2-2 from Chomko. Off speed liner right to third, and it's not caught by Cruz. It's off his glove. Bates will stop at second. And a hard hit ball by Pettis results in another base runner for the Foresters. They now have first and second with only one out for the top of the order.
And I give Castillo the error on that one. It was right at his glove, something that he could have played. And I want to give the benefit of the doubt to Chomko as well right now.
Yeah, I believe it was hit hard, but not hard enough for Cruz. Should have made the play off the glove. And
it becomes interesting now with the Foresters having 2 runners on. They swing back around to the top of their lineup, and the dangerous hitters, Cachel and Campbell, coming up on deck.
First pitch, Stevenson, check swing. Did he go? He did not. Ball 1. That fastball running a little high for Chomko at times so far tonight. And that's where it's tough for Chomko, and he's got to try to bear down and get out of this. A hit by pitch and an error is what resulted in 2 base runners. But still a ground ball away from getting out of this. Seth Stevenson, he flew out to center. Hit it hard in the first inning. 1-0. Fastball blown by him, 1-1.
Being a relief pitcher, having that mindset could be to his advantage here. As a middle reliever, usually coming in a close game, maybe a couple-run deficit or lead. So for Chomko, being in this knotted up at 0 ball game could be just old hat for him. Something that he comes in another day at the office for John Chomko, and he can battle out and get out of this inning.
1-1. That beautiful curveball again, swung on a miss, 1-2.
It's just too tempting, and these Forester hitters cannot lay off of it. It's the kryptonite for a lot of these guys, and if Chomko keeps rearing back and tossing them like he is so far, it's going to be swings and misses all day long.
Let's see if he goes back to that breaking ball or tries to get him to chase with the high fastball. Chomko kicks and deals. Runner takes off. Bo Willis, nice catch. Throw down to third. Cruz not in time. A double steal for the Foresters. Great job by Bo Willis even to hang on to that fastball that was well above his head. Now 2 runners in scoring position after the double steal. Still looking for their first hit. Definitely a strikeout here, chance here for Chomko. Wants to get another here of Stevenson. It's 2-2 now. The pitch. And the dirt blocked by Willis, strike 3. He has to throw down to first. This time it's right on the money. Lindsey catches it, and a big strikeout there for Chomko for round number 2.
How about that? 6th strikeout of this ball game for John Chomko, getting it done on the mound, and a huge out with the double play ball taken out of effect on the double steal by the Foresters. An outstanding performance by Chomko, knowing he had to get it done himself right there for the most part to make sure a run didn't come across.
Job's not done, though. Still 2 on with 2 outs for Cachel. He struck out looking at one of those breaking balls in the first. More importantly, 2 down here for Chomko. First pitch, that fastball a little high, ball 1.
Cachel looking for RBIs. 19 and 20 would pad his team lead in terms of RBIs and would really open the floodgates in this ball game.
The 1-0. Foul tip, 1-1. Second and third for the Foresters. After Otremba struck out to lead off the inning, Ethan Bates got hit by pitch. Kendall Pettis reached on an error by Cruz at third. Then a double steal set up second and third, but Chomko with a big strikeout of Stevenson keeps them where they're at with 2 outs here for Cachel. 1-1 the count. Chomko kicks and deals. Fastball check swing, called strike anyways, and it's 1-2.
And that dropped ball by Castillo over there at third could become crucial if they can't get out of this one unscathed.
1-2. Good job by Cachel just to foul that one off.
Track that foul ball down the left-hand side, please. For a blender start.
Count remains 1-2. See if he goes back to the curveball here to try to get him to swing and miss at one, possibly in the dirt. Bo Willis going to have to be on his toes. It's obviously a pass ball, could result in a run.
Forrester's chant raining over here.
Trying to get the first run of the game. Chomko looking for his 7th strikeout. The pitch, high fastball, and it's taken for a ball, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Chomko's winds and fires. Breaking ball, called, strike 3 at the knees once again. 7 strikeouts for Chomko through 3, and he gets out of the jam.
Striking out the side, baby. How about that, John Chomko? Seeing that his defense, Cruz, dropping that ball, having a little bit of struggles, he just gets it done himself.
John Chomko, 7 strikeouts through 3 innings. We head to the 4th, still no score.
Now batting for the Saints, designated hitter Connor Bradshaw.
Connor Bradshaw to lead things off for the Saints, followed by Jackson Cobb and Jack Burden, still looking for their first hit, as we have no score here in the top of the 4th. Pitching duel so far between Chomko and Eckhart. Bradshaw, an ugly swing there. It's 0-1.
Bradshaw, man who needs no introduction, leading the team in pretty much all categories: average, runs, RBIs, strikeouts, triples, and home runs.
Takes that one there, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Yeah, Bradshaw really an all-around player at this leadoff spot for the Saints. The key one's the RBIs out of the leadoff spot, not something you see a lot. But he's an extra base hit machine. Behind in the count 0-2 here. Takes that one in the dirt for ball 1. Eckhart's faced the minimum in every inning. Only blemish was the 1-out walk to Bo Willis, which eventually was erased on the double play. Other than that, he's been perfect. See if Bradshaw can change that. He's behind in the count 1-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Bradshaw goes down swinging. 4th strikeout for Eckhart, 3rd in a row. And 1 out here in the 4th.
Eckhart is in a different kind of zone right now. He is locked in. Speaking as a former pitcher, you could tell when you just get in the zone, you get out of your mindset, it just becomes natural, and you just want to keep on pitching, keep riding that momentum, and that's exactly what Eckhart's doing right now.
That'll bring up Jackson Cobb, the Saints' second baseman. First pitch, late on the fastball, and 1.
You see him, quicker tempo now from Eckhart. He wants to keep rolling, doesn't want any of these Saints hitters getting comfortable in the box.
Eckhart only went 4 innings in his last outing against the Saints early in the year, as the Saints started to hit to him, especially Josh Cowden, who's not in the lineup. He had 3 hits in that game, a couple doubles.
I'd be shocked if Eckhart doesn't go next inning as well.
Unless he gets into trouble. Cobb down to 3rd. Campbell, nice backhand play. Still needs a strong throw. And he makes it for out number 2. Great play there by Dylan Campbell defensively. Eckhart getting some help from his defense, and there's 2 gone.
That's the second ground out for Jackson Cobb today. He's spreading it around the field, grounded out to second and now third, but trying to get one out in the outfield for a base hit are the Saints in general.
And this is what's scary about the Saints as Jack Burden digs into the box, is they don't have a hit yet, but they're kind of a team that just feeds off of each other. Once they get that one hit, they might all start to string together for the Saints. It's kind of what they've been able to do. They can put up crooked numbers in single innings, and so Eckhart's going to have to be on the top of his game every out, especially, and we talked about the 2 outs that you like always tend to bring up. The Saints are really good with 2 outs. This time, Burden, chopper to second. Cashel's got it. Strong throw in time, and Justin Eckhart continues to deal. He's faced the minimum through 4. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.
Third baseman, Dylan Campbell.
Bottom of the 4th and heart of the order for the Foresters. Dylan Campbell to lead things off against Saints starter John Chomko. He worked out of a jam with back-to-back strikeouts to retire the side. He's got 7 of his 9 outs via the strikeout. 4 of them looking. Now this is obviously more difficult. Second time through the lineup as he throws ball 1 to Campbell.
Chomko was able to get Campbell out via the backwards K, strikeout looking, first time up, and he's hoping for his same result for the 8th strikeout for him in this ballgame.
That one skips in the dirt, 2-0. No hits for either side. Saints have had 1 base runner. Foresters had a couple. Yeah, drop third strike, hit by pitch, and an error. Both starters quickly erase those base runners. A 2-0 now, 3-0, and it's dangerous count here to the Foresters' best hitter. Don't want to walk the leadoff guy here if you're Chomko. 3-0 right there for a strike, 3-1.
We talk about the guys of Cachel, Campbell, Otremba, all these guys leading the Foresters in terms of batting average. They've all gone down swinging or looking in this ball game so far, Jarrett. Not even a hit by a pitch or anything.
3-1, and Campbell crushed that, but was way out in front.
Hello, foul pole right there, hitting the light pole as it go on the way up.
It was hit so hard it bounced all the way back into the field of play. And Chomko works it back to a full count. With a dangerous hitter, Chomko does not want to leave that pitch there again. Full count pitch from Chomko. Off speed, and Campbell just got a piece of it. He was out in front.
That payoff pitch looked real good from John Chomko. Nice little slider action, trying to fool Dylan Campbell like he did the first time around. I'd like to see him come back with the curveball. It's been working for him all game long. If he can locate that curveball in the lower outside corner of the zone, it'll be a beauty.
3-2 once more. And Campbell calls time. Forcers, another one of those teams that could score a lot of runs and very quickly. We were talking about the Saints, how many times this season they tend to just pour it on. Full count pitch is lined hard towards center. Castillo running towards the gap. Is he going to get there? A sliding catch is made.
Wow.
What a catch. Tommy Castillo robbing Campbell of extra bases for route number 1.
Are you kidding me? You best believe that the man out in center field, Tommy Castillo, is working for his pitcher, John Chomko, here tonight. Laying out for that one, knows what's on the line so far for him, and gives him a big out there. Amazing. But back to what you were saying, Jarrett, Saints really have poured it on when they needed to at certain points of the season. They put up 12 runs in 1 inning, went through the lineup twice. Blake Marsh even nearly got up a 3rd time in the same inning. You better watch out because these Saints can put it on quickly.
Strike 1 to Romback. Yeah, just like the Saints, the Forcers as well, their offense could get hot, and they've won. Then their current 8-game winning streak, each game has been won by at least 3 runs or more, a few by 6 or more runs. Check swing, I think he went. They're going to check down. He did. And quickly 0-2 now on Romback. And nothing gives, not that I'm sure Chomko, the way he's pitching right now, it looks like he's full of confidence. But when your defense is out there making plays like that for you, it just adds on to the confidence.
Completely.
Chomko looking for his 8th strikeout. See if he goes back to the breaking ball. Bola sets up for it. The 0-2. It's the fastball. And taking high 1-2.
Interesting call there. Went for the high ched. Tried to get Romback to chase there. But what I'm really impressed with out of Chomko in this ball game, he's had 3 full counts, and he's been able to get all 3 of those batters out, either 2 by the strikeout, 1 by the flyout.
That one called. Breaking ball again. Another strikeout looking. Chomko adding up the Ks here in the Forester lineup. First time he gets Romback. And he's struck out now 6 of the 9 hitters in the lineup for the Foresters.
Talk about hitters not being able to lay off the breaking ball. Well, these Foresters tonight, they can't seem to find them. Just looking at them come right in the strike zone and taking them for strike 3 all game long.
Fastball in there for a strike to Zobak. I actually discredited the Zobak strikeout. He struck out 7 of the 9 hitters in this lineup for the Foresters. The only ones were Ethan Bates and Kendall Pettis, who both reached base. Chomko really dealing here as it's quickly 0-1 now on Zobak. Now 1-1. Zobak struck out but reached first. We had the drop 3rd strike.
I think Chomko should rely on those breaking balls today. His fastball seems a little out of control, throwing them low or high. Just keep rearing back and throwing some breaking balls. They can't hit him.
That one almost looked good, but Willis couldn't catch it. Gets to the backstop. It's 2-1.
Did look good there. It's a tough call to make, as you mentioned, when the ball gets past the catcher. Can't really visualize it in the kind of speed that this game is played.
2-1 to the Foresters, right fielder. Pitch. Fastball taken high. It's 3-1. Jared Thomas would be next if Zobak were to reach. And that's taken high. So a 2-out walk to Steven Zobak. He reaches base for the 2nd time. That'll bring up Thomas here.
That's a big boy right fielder there, Jarrett. I don't know if that missed high. That seemed right across the letters. Could have been just a bit inside. I wasn't sure what I saw there. It looked like a fantastic pitch out of John Chomko.
Yeah, Chomko's fastball's been running a bit high. You notice, and the home plate umpire more calling the ones at the knees. He's got a low strike zone. but it's worked for that breaking ball. Chomko, he'll try to get Thomas. Thomas, like many others, out via the strikeout his first time up to end the second inning. Chomko would like to end the fourth inning with a repeat of that. Runner on first, 2 outs, no score in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch, that breaking ball, it's a beauty. Strike one.
All game long. John Chomko going to utilize that curveball, making it work for him.
Heck of a play by Tommy Castillo in center to rob Campbell of extra bases to start the inning. A strikeout and a walk to follow. Pitch to Thomas. That fastball high again, 1-1. Zobak caught stealing last time he was on base. Wonder how aggressive the Foresters will be this time. Chomko throws over. Zobak's back. Chomko kicks and deals to 1-1. That's fouled back, 1-2.
That was great location out of the fastball there by Chomko. He's been trying to get a little bit more control with that velo in this game, and he found his spot right there. He's going to have to know what that was, feel it as a pitcher. You just work on those mechanics all day long, 24/7, and just feel that one there, memorize it, feel what you did, and bring it right back here on the 1-2.
Chomko had 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 in the second. Struck out the side in the third. He's got 1 here in the fourth. Looking for a second to end the inning. The pitch, line towards center, and over Boning's head. It's a base hit. The first hit of the game for the Foresters. Jared Thomas with a 2-out base hit. And it's first and second again here for the Foresters with Otremba.
Oh, and how about that? Barely getting that hit, squeaking by, and that's how it's going to be in this ball game. We'll see if the hits start to pour on, but I suspect Chomko coming right back out and dealing, definitely going to be frustrated giving up the first hit, but just getting a piece of it was Thomas, and just getting over Brandon Boning's glove, having to work for these hits all game long for the Foresters.
Had to bring up the DH Otremba. A big at-bat here in this game. First hit of the game for either side. Like you said, just as Otremba swings and misses at the breaking ball in 1, just out of the reach of Brandon Boning, who, honestly, when it was first hit, I didn't think he had a chance. But he made it closer than I thought, but just out of his reach for Jared Thomas. Now, base hit again here could give the Foresters the lead. That one's hit towards right, but out of play, it's quickly 0-2. Chomko struck out Otremba to lead off the third.
And as I said, Jarrett, Chomko having that relief mindset really has helped him in the inning that he allowed a few runners last inning. And now with 2 on, he's going to be locked in on this pitch.
In the dirt, Otremba chases. And on 3 pitches, Chomko strikes out Otremba. That's 9 for John Chomko. And we're still scoreless going to the 5th. Top of the 5th inning for the Saints. Justin Eckhart is a guy they have not been able to solve. No hits, but we're still scoreless thanks to the outing so far from John Chomko. Eckhart came in with the ERA even at 3, and all he's done is lower it. He's faced the minimum through all 4 innings. He'll get the 4, 5, and 6 guys here, Lewis, Willis, and Lindsley.
We're so used to seeing guys like Drew Cowley, Connor Bradshaw come up big in games to really give the Saints the support they need. How about Peyton Lewis, Bo Willis, Tanner Lindsley? I'd like to see some of them come alive, some of the new guys, Cruz and Castillo, to make this a fun game and get the win for the Saints here tonight.
First pitch to Peyton Lewis. Swings, fouls it off his leg, 0-1. Yeah, you're definitely seeing the impact of not having Cowley, Josh Cowden, Jake McMurray in the lineup so far. We could see them later in the game. The 0-1. Taking high 1-1. The Saints a game away of clinching a playoff spot. A win against the Foresters would do that for him. Lewis, a big cut, comes up empty, 1-2.
This would be a huge win. Saints make that checkmark verified playoff team in the CCL championship, and they get a 1-game lead over the Foresters.
1-2 fouled off. As mentioned before, these teams will meet 2 more times in the final week of this season. Can't believe Charles is almost already done with the regular season.
It flew by, Jarrett.
Fastball just inside, might have been a little bit high. And it's 2-2.
And you get the feeling that with COVID last year coming back, everything just seems a lot faster with how slow it was last year. That being back here, being at these ball games, it's so much fun. We enjoy it and time flies.
Fastball. That's buzzing from Eckhart. Lewis fouled off. It'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But we're going to enjoy this last week here in the CCL, and as we go into the state playoffs up in Lincoln, it's going to be a fun time seeing the Saints start to take on these northern teams, the Packers, that we're now starting to get familiar with. They've been dominating the North this season, and hopefully we'll see them play well against some teams they haven't seen so far this season.
Lewis, grounder back to Eckhart. He tries to barehand it. It's off his glove. Throw to first is going to be in time to get Peyton Lewis.
Trying to get a little fancy with it there. Going with the bare hand, trying to make it on Sports Center tonight, and almost costed him a base runner there.
So Lewis is retired, and that'll bring up the only Saint who's reached base, and that's Bo Willis via the walk. Eckhart's been dealing.
And that's only the 3rd walk that Eckhart has given up all season as well, so not something we're used to seeing out of Eckhart.
Willis, a line shot to right field. The Saints got their first base hit, and Bo Willis reaches base for the 2nd time today. A line shot into right field.
Take notes, Bo Willis getting it done. He's been the only man to do it so far. And for Tanner Lindsley and the men due up here in this inning, now with Eckhart maybe starting to get a little tired. As we know, we don't see a lot of these pitchers go deep in these CCL games. As for injury and pitch count, making sure that they stay good for their college careers.
Throw over, and Bo Willis is picked off. So the Saints base runner is not there very long. Eckhart with a good move, and just like that, 2 outs.
And that's what happens. As I was saying with Eckhart, probably going to be getting hit a couple of times, but you cannot have that happen. The Saints have been picked off far too many times, having their leads, having their runs taken away from them to sloppy base running.
Now the first pitch to Lindsay with nobody on base will be ball 1. You were mentioning about the Saints getting back to the playoffs. Remember, they lost the 2019 championship to the Santa Barbara Foresters. As Lindsley swings and misses, it's 1-1.
As if these two teams didn't have more to fight about, Jared. Just adding it to the list between these two teams, it's hot.
1-1 at the knees. That's been called a strike all night, and it is there again, 1-2. Eckhart, another out here, another strike, and it'll be through 5 innings, facing only 15 hitters. And Lindsay the other way, slow roller to Campbell. He's got it, throws across the diamond in time for out number 3. And Justin Eckhart having a night. We're going to the bottom of the 5th, still no score. Bottom 5, the Foresters coming to the plate with no score and a new pitcher for the Saints. That'll be it for John Chomko. With what a performance. Definitely earned himself another start. It'll be Corey Shepard for his second appearance as a Saint. Won an inning against the Blues earlier in the week and allowed 1 hit, no runs. And you'll get the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Ethan Bates shows bunt, pulls it back for ball 1.
Chomko, unbelievable day. 4 innings of work, 1 hit, 1 walk. He had a hits batsman, but 9 strikeouts, the story today. Only 3 outs that he didn't get himself. Unreal.
And that one's crushed to right. Will it stay fair? It's foul. And Ethan Bates just missed a moonshot of a home run in the first run of the game.
That ball had some carry. It was leaving real quick. That ball got out of here in a hurry. And luckily for Shepard there, going foul. Whew, that was close.
Now, if you're Shepard, you can take a deep breath. Okay, settle down
long
now.
Strike if you're Shepard.
Yep.
That's it.
Bates, you got hit by Chomko, was stranded on third. His first at bat, that one's lying down the first base line, but foul. And just like that, count 1 and 2. Yeah, and Chomko, 9 Ks. We talked about it. Only the 1 hit allowed last inning to Jared Thomas. Both teams, just 1 hit here in the bottom of the 5th. We saw the night end for Chomko. We wonder if Justin Eckhart will go back out there for the 6th inning. Saw Tommy Steyer go 6 innings yesterday. That one's lined towards left. Is it going to fall down for a hit? Yes, it will. And Ethan Bates reaches base for the 2nd time. A little bloop single to left. And the Foresters have the leadoff guy on.
I really do not like that pitch location from Corey Shepard. You have him 0-2. You're giving him a pitch right down the middle that he gets a nice Texas League hit off of an Ethan Bates. Just not a smart pitch from Corey Shepard.
Shepard looking to get out of it. It'll be Kendall Pettis now, the center fielder. He reached via the air. He had a liner towards Cruz at third, and it went off his glove. See how aggressive Bates is at first. He stole third 2 innings ago. That one, don't know where that missed, but it'll be ball one. First time that the Foresters have gotten the leadoff guy. First time anyone has gotten the leadoff guy on to start an inning. We've seen that contribute to runs so much here in the CCL. Pitch to Pettis. Slide step. That one's hit towards left. Burden going back a few steps. And it's right at him for the catch. And allowed out number one.
You heard the crowd. Oh! Unfortunately, it was a really good hit by Kendall Pettis. We've seen him have a few hard hits to start this ball game, but good on Jag Burden back out there in left field today. And he makes that catch.
That'll bring at the top of the order. Seth Stevenson with one out runner on first. Shepard looking for a ground ball that can get him out of the inning. Pitch. And just a bit low, ball one.
Bo Willis trying to frame that one. You know the ump's been liking the low ones today. Just a bit too below the knees to try to convince the ump on their side.
The sun's starting to set. Just soon it'll be under that mountain. And the lights will be turned on. Bates takes off. That one's hit out towards right. Lewis. They're yelling at Bates to get back. Lewis is going to make the catch. They might have a play here at first. His throw to first to Lindsay is going to be off the bag. So Bates get back in time. But Stevenson flies out to right for out number two.
You heard the Foresters bench trying to yell back, and he was trying. He was already at second base, and that's really a tough challenge, especially with the ball hit to right field, an attempt there by Peyton Lewis in a really close play at first.
And here's Andrew Cashel. If any Forester man's the most happy that Chomp goes out of the game, it's him. Gone down on strikes looking both at bats so far today. See if he can change his fortune against Shepard, and that curveball misses just low, ball one. On first two outs. Pitch from Shepard, catches the outside corner, 1-1.
Fastball's working for him. Difference of pace between Chomko and Shepard. Seems that Shepard isn't getting some of those low curveballs that Chomko was in the ball game, but the fastball is dialed in.
Pitch again, misses his high, and it's 2-1. Now this is a big out, I think, for Shepard and the Saints with Dylan Campbell awaiting on deck. Not want him to come up with runners on, throw over. Bates is back in time. He's definitely a guy you want leading off an inning with nobody on. So big out here for Shepard. He's gotten back-to-back flyouts since the leadoff single. Behind in the count, 2-1 to Cachel. Pitch right there, 2-2.
On this 2-2 pitch, I'd love to see Shepard go back with the fastball, try to blow it right back at him, or a low curve ball. Now that he has a pitch to work with, he could maybe get Cachel here looking like he has been all game long.
2-2. It's chopped, foul down the first base line.
We did go with the fastball there inside. Let's see him come back with the off speed and throw his timing off. It'll be a really hard pitch for Cachel to hit.
Like you said, Cachel, both times he's gone down. The bat stayed on the shoulders. Both of them curveballs at the knees from Chomko. Wonder if Shepard's going to go to that. Maybe he goes to the fastball, we'll see. Pitch, Bates takes off. It's low in the dirt, and it's going to get away from Willis. Bates will stop at second. And right now, Ethan Bates has been all over the place on the base pass for the Foresters.
Still nothing changed if you're Corey Shepard. It's a 3-2 count now If you end up walking him, that steal really doesn't matter. So lock in on this battle with Cachel. Don't worry about the runners because, like you said, you got a big bat in Campbell up next. You really want to make sure that you get this out to end the inning.
So Foresters with the runner in scoring position. That first run of the game on second. You know, with the lack of base runners, a base hit, third base coach will be wanting to wave them in. Saints have some good arms in the outfield, especially in right and Peyton Lewis, who plays catcher at times. Full count to Cachel. Shepard kicks and deals. And got him swinging. Cachel goes down on strikes for the third time tonight. Shepard works out of the middle of the jam. And we're through 5, still no score. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Seven, 8, 9 due up for the Saints here to lead off the 6 with that starter. Justin Eckhart still out there looking for 6 shutout innings. First pitch to Cruz to lead things off. Another big swing, but he comes up empty, 0-1. Cruz, that's what you'll see a lot of. Big lefty with some big swings. Cody Bellinger-like. There's another one. But he comes up empty there, 0-2. And honestly, as Cruz right now, especially with a new team, starting a season, just like if you start any season, that first hit, you don't care if it's a bloop, infield hit, just getting that first one out of the way can really get you going no matter how it is, and I think that's what it's right now. The 0-2, he goes down looking. 3 pitches to start out the 6th. That cart adds another K, and there's one down.
And I think you're right, Jarrett. 0 for 10 now to start the season, 4 strikeouts. And I think it's just that first hit. He just needs to get over the hump here, get out of his head. I think he's too much in his head. He needs to go back to the fundamentals of what he learned and just trust his bat. Trust the eye that he has and start putting some bat on the ball. We'll see Cruz. He'll be just fine.
That'll bring up Brandon Boning. He struck out, first pitch swinging a chopper to short. Stevenson's got it, throws on the run in time for out number 2. And 4 pitches, and it's just quick, easy work for Eckhart right now.
And that's the thing, Jarrett. These Saints aren't taking him deep in the count. I know that obviously he's putting him in the zone. Eckhart doing a great job, so if you don't swing, there'll be strikes. But try to see a little bit more pitches. Get your timing down. It seems that they're swinging first pitch and really not allowing Eckhart to get deeper into the count, and he's still dealing.
First pitch swinging again. That's Castillo fouling it off, 0-1.
Looking at it, Jarrett, just 2 full counts, 1 to Tanner Lindsley, 1 to Peyton Lewis, all game long, is not going to do it and get him out of the game.
0-1. Good eye by Castillo, 1-1. The only base runners for the Saints has been Bo Willis. He walked and singled, but both times he was out via a double play, and he was erased via a pickoff last inning. Fastball. Castillo wasn't even close to touching. It's 1-2. Again, Eckhart's faced the minimum. The 1-2. Castillo lines that one to right. It's a fair ball down the right field line. Castillo's going to get extra bases. He's on his way to second, and he'll stop there. A 2-out double from Tommy Castillo. And the Saints trying to get a little 2-out rally now.
Hello, Tommy Castillo. 2 for 5 now in his Saints career. He's got a single and a double. He's starting to become a familiar face and a name we could hear more of as the Saints finish their season and into the state CCL playoffs.
A great job by Castillo, letting the ball come in, going the other way, and dump that right over the first baseman's head down the right field line. And now a base hit from Bradshaw here can drive in the first run of the game.
We hope all of you are excited for the CCL state playoffs and the championship game, August 4th through the 6th. It's rapidly approaching up in Lincoln, California. Be sure to get your tickets and go check out all the live action.
Fastball blown by Bradshaw, 0-1. Yeah, if the Saints can get one more win, possibly here tonight, they'll book their ticket there.
Bradshaw's had some struggles today. 0 for 2, a strikeout in his last at-bat, and a ground out to short his first time up.
First time the Saints have had a runner on second. The 0-1. Bradshaw, a little dribbler. Eckhart's going to get it himself, and he's going to go ahead and flip it to first for out number 3. So the 2-out double from Castillo goes away. 6 shutout innings for Justin Eckhart. Led to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Shepard back out there for the bottom of the 6th with the heart of the order for the Foresters. Dylan Campbell, who hit it hard last time, but a great running catch by Tommy Castillo in center. Robbed him of extra bases. As Campbell 0 for 2 now. Trying to get a base runner, and first pitch swinging, cranks that one to left. Burden going back to the track, to the wall, and makes the catch. Great play by Jack Burden. And the second time Campbell's hit it hard, but it's been robbed. A great play by Burden out and left for out number 1.
I was just about to say, Jared, maybe the reason why they took Chomko out, we know that once the hitters start facing the pitcher for the third time, they start making contact. But Campbell, first pitch swinging, that ball was getting out of here in a hurry. And Jack Burden, tough to see it with the sun right in our face, Jared. We had to make sure we had it. But an amazing catch at the warning track. Jack Burden does not disappoint.
First pitch to Rumbach now is low for ball 1. Yeah, unlucky for Campbell, but a good defensive play again here by a member of the Saints outfield. 0-1 to Rumbach. See, that swung and missed. Now it's 1-1. And it honestly is getting to the point, Charlie, where I'm starting to feel like the first run might be the only run of this game.
And in games that are between two great teams, especially two division leaders, it just seems like they're constantly mirroring each other. 15-7 in league play. Only one guy has reached base both times for both teams. Ethan Bates for the Foresters, Bo Willis for the Saints, and it's just impressive at how they're able to have such similarities between these two teams in a rivalry that is so hot you'd think they'd be polar opposites.
That pitch popped up and back out of play. Counts even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we go back, the biggest at-bats of the game back in the bottom of the third when the Foresters had second and third with 1 out after a double steal. And Chomko ended up striking out Seth Stevenson and Andrew Cachel, the 1 and 2 hitters in this Forester lineup, to retire the side to get out of the mini jam. And that's been the biggest threat for either side. 2-2, that's lined to the left for a base hit. Hard single for Rombach. And the Foresters now with a 1-out hit, bringing up Steven Zobak.
And we've seen Shepard so far in this ball game. He's let his defense work for him. Unfortunately, if these Forester hitters start to find some gaps, that won't be an option anymore. We need to see a little bit more from Shepard. He does have a strikeout already in this ball game, but he could really use another one here with a runner on.
Shows how big that play by Burden on Campbell was. As Zobak, he reached via a drop third strike and reached via a walk. In his 2 at-bats, first pitch from Shepard is the ball. 1-0. Bottom of the 6th, no score still. Chomko went 4 strong. Shepard's in his 2nd inning. That one misses. He's falling behind 2-0. Throw over. Linebacker gets back in time. Bo Willis caught. Zobak, the man at the plate, stealing. Back in inning number 2. Foresters got a double steal in the 3rd inning. 2-0 is taken high, and Shepard's in danger now. Walk in Zobak. Jared Thomas is on deck. He would be next, barring a double play ball.
This is the 2nd time we've seen Shepard pitch from the stretch. He was able to get out of it the first time with a leadoff single in the 5th, and now he's having to work with a runner on here in the 6th.
3-0 is a fastball right down the middle, 3-1. Dangerous pitch here. So back the big lefty. 3-1. Check swing. And ball 4. Bo Willis wants to check down, and they said he swung.
He sure did, Jared.
It looked like it.
I don't know what the home plate umpire was thinking there. He went around. He even brought the bat around to the other side of his body on his check swing. That is a full swing. He got lazy on it, thought he was going to get a free pass in Zobak, and he got called for it. I'm glad that Bo went to check for it because I certainly thought he did.
It was a slow reaction, and Zobak took off his leg, his ankle pad.
I think he thought he got away with one, Jarrett. So he was slowly trying to not make it too obvious, getting down that free pass, but he got caught up.
And now the count's full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Shepard looking for a 2nd strikeout. Runner takes off, and it's hit down to 3rd. Diving play by Cruz. A throw to first will get the double play, and it is. What a play by Jake Cruz. A diving double play ends the inning.
I think that makes up for his drop earlier in the game, Jarrett. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Laying out full extension right in front of shortstop Brandon Boning, even took his time on the throwback. Show a little swagger, young man.
The pitching and defense continues to impress here tonight. 0-0 as we go to the 7th. This game's yet to see a run as we start the 7th inning. Now would be a perfect time to do it. Jackson Cobb, Jack Burden, and Peyton Lewis due up for the Arroyo Seco Saints as they have 1 hit in this game. Excuse me, 2 hits. 1 from Bo Willis, 1 from Castillo. First pitch to Jackson Cobb's ball 1. The starter, Eckhart, still out there for the Foresters, starting his 7th inning and well-deserved 7th inning.
Eckhart still pumping, really locked in this game. He has not changed his tempo because he knows that the speed that he's going at is really making these Saints hitters uncomfortable in the box. I expect him to keep dealing the way he is till the end.
1-1 pitch, Cobb goes the other way again, but it's right to the left fielder and will be caught by Bates for out number 1.
Left fielder Bates playing a little bit in there, knows the power from Cobb, not the greatest, so a good read and a bit of a good shift defensively from the Foresters.
I'll tell you this about Jackson Cobb. I love both outs. He had a hard shot ground ball to third to Campbell. Made a nice backhand play his last time. Going the other way, I love to see it with the guy that's fastball's buzzing right now. Both at bats, Cobb swung late on a fastball as first pitch to Jack Burden's fouled off. He was late on fastballs, both at bats, decides to choke up a little bit, go the other way. Unfortunately, hit right at third baseman and left fielder in both at bats. He'll be 0 for 3 and 1 out for Jack Burden now.
Cobb and Burden putting it in play, the only 2 Saints to do so in all of their at-bats. And you got to appreciate that. Even though they've both unable to get a hit, they've been putting great contact on the ball and giving themselves the best shot at reaching the first base.
That one misses, 1-1 to Jack. Burden at the beginning of the season was pretty much locked into this 3-hole offensively. That one's at the knees. Burden don't like the call. Nonetheless, it's strike 2. Burden was hitting third a lot at the beginning of the season. Moved down in the order once the emergence of Cowley, Cowden, and McMurray. Still a very valuable offensive weapon as he fouls that one off 2 and remains 1-2.
And he'll take a guy like Drew Cowley in this lineup to bump down to like the 5 or 6 spot that we're used to seeing him. It adds another great bat to this Saints lineup. Obviously, we've seen Cowley and what he could do. But Jack getting back in the 3 spot, needs a big hit here.
That one's taken high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jack Burden made a nice defensive play last half inning. Robbing Dylan Campbell of extra bases out in that short left field wall. That one just misses the outside corner. Difficult take there from Burden. Nonetheless, counts full 3-2.
Great eye, Jack Burden, keeping it locked in, and on the 2-2, that's a tough pitch to take. Good take there.
Count is full. Eckhart kicks, deals, and it's high, ball 4. Burden works a 1-out walk. And Peyton Lewis will come up now.
That's the at-bat that was needed for the Saints. A 7-pitch walk gets him up in the count and allows these Saints hitters to start seeing more pitches from Eckhart, getting him up and getting him a little fatigued out there as well.
Peyton Lewis looking to possibly find a gap here, maybe get Burden all around the bases. So only 1 out. First pitch to Lewis. Swinging goes the other way, but foul. Strike 1.
Peyton Lewis 0 for 2, like many of the Saints today. Struck out and grounded out to Eckhart his last time up. Eckhart was able to win the battle to first base on his toss.
The 0-1. And the dirt, good block there by Thomas behind the plate. I don't know how aggressive the Saints will be. Haven't had a lot of base runners. Will be interested to see if they want to test Burden. I think personally they should let Lewis hit, followed by Bo Willis, who's seen the ball out of Eckhart well today. The 1-1 pitch. It's a throw over to first. Burden gets back.
Unless it's a 3-2 count, Jarrett, keep the runners where they're at. Make sure that you're giving yourself the best opportunity to score the first run of this ball game. A couple of shutouts from either side. It's been great to watch.
1-1. Lewis, little dribbler to second. Flip to Stevenson for 1, throw to first. In time, a double play. 7 shutout innings for Eckhart. Gets Lewis to roll into the double play ball. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time. Arroyo Seco Saints 0, Santa Barbara Foresters 0. Diego Avila on the mound now for the Saints. As we're going to the bottom of the 7th, he'll get Jared Thomas, Tanner Otremba, and Ethan Bates. As that'll end the night for Shepherd.
I feel like I just got my eyesight back. Sun finally setting over the mountainside. Could see a lot of those base hits out into left. And for Corey Shepherd, 2 innings of work, 2 hits allowed, and 1 strikeout as he keeps the shutout going.
Thomas shows bunt to Avila, and it's ball 1. Like you said, sun down. I was able to take my shades off. You electing to keep them on, I guess. Cool guy over here.
I'm digging the shades today,
Cool
Jared.
guy over here with no sun, yeah.
I'm keeping this vibe going, keeping the shutout alive. I feel like if I take them off, the Foresters might put on some runs.
That's a good point. 1-0 Avila. That's lined by Thomas into the right center field gap. That's going to get down. Thomas thinking about 2. Lewis cuts it off. The throw into second's not going to be in time. A leadoff double for Jared Thomas. Get the Foresters going here in the bottom of the 7th.
Diego Avila is definitely a pitcher that lets his defense work for him. He has a good speed differential from a lot of the other pitchers on this team. Hits high 70s, low 80s, whereas a lot of these pitchers, high 80s, low 90s. So you're getting a nice 10 to 15 mile an hour difference. But Jared Thomas able to wait on that pitch, sending it deep and far in a hurry. And the Foresters have a runner in scoring position with nobody out for the first time in this ballgame.
Now to bring up Tanner Otremba. Otremba's yet to hit the ball in play. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Both of those came against Chomko. Best opportunity for either team to score here. Leadoff man on second, ball 1 from Avila. The 1-0. That's low, 2-0.
Avila needs to shake off that big hit. Starting off 2-0 now to the next batter, Otremba. We already talked about the speed differential, so it's just time to locate and shake it off.
2-0. And that's in the dirt. And quickly 3-0 to Otremba now. Now this is a dangerous pitch. Obviously a walk isn't the worst thing in the world. Sets up a double play ball possibly. Don't want to give him anything too good to hit here. A big hole is Boning holding the runner close to second. A big hole into left field. 3-0 is right there. Get me over fastball for strike 1. Three and 1 the count. Pitch. And that's ball 4. So Tremble will take first. Not the end of the world for Avila. It does set up a double play ball. But first and second, nobody out for Ethan Bates, who the Saints have yet to retire tonight.
And Thomas and Otremba sitting well above 300, so not a big loss there for Avila walking Otremba. Make sure that you're going to capitalize on this 8 and 9 hitters. Get 2 outs. Could really help your momentum as you get back into the top of the order.
As much of a pitching duel it's been in this game, the Foresters have had a runner on base in every inning except the first inning. They've left a lot of runners on base, however, yet to capitalize. No score. This is their best chance. First and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Leadoff double from Thomas, then a walk to Otremba off of Diego Avila. The fans starting to realize this is the best chance, trying to get it going.
A super fan involving the whole crowd here, and that puts more pressure on Avila to lock in here. Make sure he doesn't get rattled.
Bates shows bunt, fastball taken high, ball 1.
Bates has gotten the best of Chomko in this ballgame. He was hit by a pitch and singled. Excuse me, he got hit by a pitch by Chomko and then singled off of Shepherd. So every pitcher that he's faced has been able to get the best of. Let's see how he does now against Avila.
Another single here to potentially drive in the first run of the ball game. And the way this game's going, that first run could be the only one. As we're getting here in the latter part of the game.
And I only think that first run will be the ball game, but it'll really build momentum to finish it out. First team that scores has the lead, and they're going to work with it with all the pride in the world, having just now 2 innings of work left in this ball game. 6 lives left for the Saints after this inning.
And right now, Avila needs to focus on firing some strikes. Behind 2-0 now to Bates. See if he decides to possibly show bunt again. He doesn't. And he takes ball 3. 7 of the last 8 pitches have been balls for Avila. 9 of the 10 pitches, 9 of the 11 pitches have been balls. 3-0. Another get me over fastball, strike 1. Now a dangerous pitch here. Forrester's looking for the first win of the season against the Saints. 0-3 against them. 3-1. And that's fouled back. Avila works it back to a full count.
That's what you're going to get from Diego Avila, never losing a battle willingly. He's going to fight till the last breath on every batter. And going down 3-0, you would think he'd just give up another walk and sort of collapse, already 2 base runners on, but he battles back to a full count.
Dangerous pitch here. The full count pitch off speed, and it's hit out towards center. It's blooping, running out there. It's going to drop for a base hit. All the runners will advance. Castillo running in, couldn't get there. Boning and Cobb running out, couldn't get there. A bloop base hit, second one of the game for Bates, and they're loaded with still nobody out.
That came off the bat at 40 miles an hour. A nice Texas leaguer drops right in between 3 Saints, Cobb, Boning, and Castillo out in center. Nobody, unfortunately, able to get to it, and now the pitching coach coming out to have a word. That'll be Schmidt to have a word with Avila.
They're loaded with nobody out for the 9-hitter, Kendall Pettis. Pettis has hit it hard twice. A liner to third that was dropped by Cruz, ruled in air, and he lined out hard right to Jack Bird in the left. A sac fly would drive in the first run of the game. Pettis scheduled to be followed by Stevenson and Cachel. Best chance of the game for either team to finally break through. Bottom of the 7th, 0-0. After the meeting on the mound, see if Avila can calm down. And it's really important to get ahead of his hitters here.
He's got Pettis swinging around at the top of the lineup with still nobody out, and the top of the lineup still without a hit in this ball game, so promising for Avila, but needs to start getting some outs here. Start reassuring his defense that he's working for him.
Infield is in as he fired a first pitch ball to Pettis. He's gotten behind each of the 4 hitters he's faced so far. The 1-0. Right there for a strike, 1-1. Looked like the same exact pitch as the first one. First one rolled the ball. Gets the call from the home plate umpire on that one. 1-1 now. Again, infield in. Avila kicks and deals. 1-1 right there for a strike, 1-2.
Great curveball from Avila. Hasn't really utilized it a lot here yet, but that curveball is very effective, especially for a pitcher that has a little less velo than a lot of the others. Your breaking ball can be your most deadly pitch.
The 1-2. And the dirty chased it. Pettis strikes out swinging. A big out, number 1 for Avila.
That was wicked. Even throwing it in the dirt, able to get Pettis to chase, and just what he needed, getting the first out, not putting a ball in play, gives the Saints an opportunity to turn 2 to get out of this inning.
So the corners will stay in. Boning and Cobb up the middle go back and double play death. Ground ball, like you said, could get him out of this jam. It's Seth Stevenson who's 0 for 3. 2 flyouts and a strikeout. A flyout deep enough could give the Foresters the first run. First pitch from Avila. Off speed pitch. Misses ball one.
Good eye there by Seth Stevenson. Looked like a very good pitch from Diego Avila, but one that's a little keen eye. Knows better than I, and he's ahead in the count.
1-0. Fastball high, 2-0. Dangerous now here from Avila. This is almost what, I don't want to say it, but it's almost like a must pitch strike. Must be strike here.
You can't get behind 3-0 yet again. We've seen what has happened with the last times.
2-0, it's in the dirt. 3-0.
It's going to be tough, Jarrett. We saw him battle back from 3-0, but then a base hit from Ethan Bates cut that battle short and gave Ethan Bates the dub. Unfortunately now 3-0 yet again for the third time since coming into this game, and you do not want to walk in the first run.
A walk results in a run. The 3-0. Ball four. And the deadlock of 0-0 is over. Avila walks Stevenson on 4 pitches. Brings in Thomas. Foresters lead 1-0.
And you got to start questioning this decision to put him in the game, especially with how Chomko and Shepard were dealing. I feel like each of them could have gotten another inning that put us to the 9th. But here now in the bottom of the 7th, Avila coming in, and now Schmidt going out to talk to him yet again. We could see a pitching change here, and I think it would be a smart move to do so.
Yeah, this might be it for Avila. The bases remain loaded with 1 out for the 2 best hitters in this Forester lineup. It's Cachel and Campbell. That will be it for Avila. We'll see who's coming in after this short break. Foresters break the deadlock, lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. New pitchers for the Saints will be Eric Navarrete, a new member of the Saints, and not a very easy situation to come into. Bases loaded, 1 out. Saints trail 1-0. It's Andrew Cachel, who's 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. First pitch from Navarrete is a strike, and that's immediately the first thing you want to do is have him make sure he's pumping strikes. Trying to limit this damage, keep the Saints in the ball game.
And And for Avila, a third of an inning of work, 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 earned run. The only one of the ball game breaks the shutout for the Saints, really, for both teams here. And finally, some production. The Foresters have been able to capitalize on some hits, have gotten past second to third and all the way home in this inning. And they look to add some more here with the man, Cachel up to bat.
1 strike outside of Cachel. It's 2-1. Dylan Campbell on deck, who has roped the ball the last 2 at-bats, but right at people. It's a good defensive plays by the Saints outfielders. Ground ball could get him out of the inning. Corner still in. Just on the outside of that infield grass. 2-1. That's hit out towards left. Burnen's coming in. It looks like it's going to be too shallow. Boning's going to go out and make the catch at short. Runner will think about tagging. Not going to go. A big out there from Navarrete, getting Cachel to pop out. And that'll bring up Dylan Campbell with 2 outs and bases loaded.
Just what the Saints needed there. Still a 1-run game, so that walk doesn't really make a huge difference. As we said in the middle of this broadcast, once the Saints get that first hit or 2, they'll start coming together, spread like wildfire, and they could answer right back in the top of the 8th.
That's how big of an out this is to get Campbell, arguably the best hitter on this Forester lineup. You want to keep the Saints and give that offense a chance. First pitch is a ball. You want to give that offense a chance to come back. Navarrete trying to do that.
Navarrete, one of the new guys on the staff, new overall, came in with Castillo and Cruz, and has done on the pitching side, and has done very well.
1-0, big cut from Campbell. It's fouled back 1-1. Bo Willis, Tanner Lindsley, and Jake Cruz due up for the Saints in the top half of the 8th inning.
And Navarrete, he's been in twice, had an inning of work each time, so 2 innings pitched, and he's sitting right at a 4.5 ERA. 1 run, 1 walk.
That pitch, Saints just got a run saved by the home plate umpire. That one, Bo Willis completely missed. Looked like him and Navarrete were on complete opposite.
And Willis has been a wall all game long, and now the wall extending back to the home plate umpire to get a little support. You love to see that.
Bo Willis
helping out the Saints
and Navarrete were not on the same page on that pitch. Bo Willis completely missed the ball, and the ball hit the home plate umpire right in the chest. They're going to make sure he's all right, but if it doesn't hit him, that results in another run for the Foresters. Nonetheless, the count will be 2-1 now to Campbell.
Navarrete, as we mentioned, is a new player on this team. Probably still learning some signs. Maybe something got mixed up in the crosshairs between Willis and Navarrete, but no harm done. They catch a break, and now they'll get back to the action.
Home plate umpire is okay. We've seen a few of them get beat up, as we mentioned before, in the last few games. This one's tough. He'll stay in the game, but 2-1 to Campbell. A big pitch here.
The beachy overcast starting to set in here over Santa Barbara. Very nippy out here. I forgot my sweatshirt, so I'm battling the elements just like many of these players.
That one's in the dirt, bounced 3 feet before home plate, but Campbell swung at it. Navarrete catches a break, 2-2.
Catching back-to-back breaks is Navarrete. First a pass ball, now another one in the dirt that gets Campbell chasing. And just catching breaks is what you need after giving up your first run of the ball game.
Maybe that was an extremely filthy pitch, or Campbell just misread it. Nonetheless, 2-2. Pitch swung on and miss. Navarrete. Eric Navarrete comes in and gets back-to-back outs with the bases loaded. Keeps the score at 1-0. Foresters get the first run of the game. We'll go to the 8th. 1-0 Foresters lead. Bo Willis will lead things off in the 8th against a new pitcher, which could be the break the Saints needed as they could not hit Justin Eckhart today. It'll be Ian Churchill, the southpaw, on the mound for the Foresters. Bo Willis followed by Tanner Lindsay and Jake Cruz here in the 8th as the Saints are down to their final 6 outs. Ball 1 to Bo Willis.
Justin Eckhart with 7 outstanding innings of work, 2 hits allowed, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts.
Bo
No
Willis
earned
hits
runs.
that one out towards right field. Zobak barely has to move and makes the routine catch for out number 1.
Still the shutout continues for the Foresters on the Saints.
And I'll bring up Tanner Lindsay. Lindsay 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. His first one was into a double play.
And if you look at it, Jarrett, only 1 inning where 4 Saints hitters came up to bat. Other than that, it's been the bare minimum and an amazing job, phenomenal really, by these 2 Forester pitchers now, really all Eckhart in this game.
1-1 to Lindsley. Yeah, we talked about the Saints without arguably their best 3 hitters, and Callie, Cowden, and McMurray. And you've seen the impact it's had as Lindsay hits that one off the end of the bat foul, 1 and 2. You've seen the impact that not having them in this starting lineup has had. And I thought it came off weird off the bat. Looks like he broke his bat, and Lindsay will have to grab another one.
You got to wonder, Jarrett, with just 1 swing of the bat that could tie this ball game if we don't see Cowley or Cowden or McMurray coming in. Along with Bradshaw, those are the 4 best hitters on this Saints ball club. And just one of them could make the difference. So we'll see what the new acting manager does for today for the Saints.
That one's outside, 2 and 2. Churchill, the lefty, facing a heavy lefty lineup in the Saints. Lindsay just gets a piece of that one and remains 2 and 2. Cruz is on deck. We know he has the power to possibly tie this game. That would be a good first hit for the Saints. Lindsley, chopper to third. Campbell on the backhand. Fields it. Strong throw across the diamond. A bit high, but a good job by Rombach to come back down on the bag. And Lindsay's out number 2.
Still a 1-0 ball game, but with only potentially 4 swings left of the bat for these Saints hitters. And the bottom half of their lineup coming up in Cruz, Boning, and Castillo. It's going to be tough to try to tie this game up and make this small comeback.
Here is Jake Cruz. First pitch takes a strike, 0-1. Cruz 0 for 2 today, 0 for 10 as a Saint. He popped up and struck out in his 2 at-bats. Now would be a good time for this hit, trying to get something going here with 2 outs. That one's in the dirt, 1-1. Cruz from San Diego State. One, fastball blown by him, 1 and 2.
That's some heat out of Churchill. He's dialed in the southpaw, bringing his good stuff to maintain the shutout over a very good Saints team that's tied with them in the division.
The 1-2 pitch and the dirt check swing. Did he go? Check down. He did not. Foresters players started jogging in, but Cruz will do it again here with 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you could tell the body language from a lot of the Foresters out there of disgust. They did not like that call on the other side. Thought it should be an ending of the top of the 8th.
Instead it's not, and this one Cruz rips down the right field line. It's going to get down. That's going to go up against the wall. Cruz, a big turn off first. He's thinking about 2. The throw into second's not going to be in time. In fact, he gets all the way through. It's going to go to third base dugout, and Cruz will take third.
And how about that for your first hit as a Saint? All the way to 3 goes Jake Cruz. the third baseman getting to third himself on a big rip. That one got out into right field in a hurry.
Nearly a check swing called strike 3. Instead, he gets another chance and rips a double down the right field line, and the tying run's 90 feet away now for Brandon Boning.
How about some of the new guys? Castillo and Cruz with 2 out of the 3 hits for the Saints in this ball game, and both of them doubles.
Yep, only the third hit. It's a double, then an E4 on the throwing air. Boning first pitch swing and fouls that back. 0-1.
We saw Brandon Boning. He's been on the double finasco here, and we'll see if he can get one here. Just a single would do it. Doesn't have to be any extra base hit, just needs to put the ball in play. But with 2 outs, it needs to be something that hits the ground, something that finds somewhere out in the outfield, because the sac fly will not get it done.
Base hit ties the game. 0-1 to Brandon Boning. And he chased one out of the zone. It's 0-2. Boning behind in the count now. Churchill trying to get out of this. Pitch in the dirt. Good block there by Thomas. Possibly saving a run. 1-2.
Nicknamed JT by the Foresters, does a great job keeping the ball in front of him, and really both catchers doing a great job in this ball game, keeping everything in front, and Willis with some great throwdowns.
The 1-2. Fastball high, and Boning's worked it back. The 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0. Foresters lead. Two. Churchill kicks and deals. And that's outside, full count.
Brandon Boning always wearing that lucky rubber band for superstition. We'll see if it can bring some power to him in this at bat. He's worked it all the way to a full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Castillo on deck. The pitch. And foul tip straight back.
Found a way to get a piece of that one. That was needed for Boning to keep this chance alive, to tie the ball game up. Boning himself is the go-ahead run standing at the plate. And you know he's going to want to get on base because he's also been showing the wheels off. 6 stolen bases as well this season.
Good cut there by Boning. Remains 3-2. Churchill winds and fires. And that's fouled straight back. Boning putting together a really good at-bat here in the Saints' best opportunity to get on the board. Cruz on third. 90 feet away of tying this game. The 3-2 once more. Foul tip and caught by Thomas. Churchill strikes out Boning to retire the side. The Saints get the tying run all the way to third, but cannot cash him in. We're going to the bottom of the 8th with the Foresters still leading 1-0. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Nathan Ron back to lead things off for the Foresters in the bottom of the 8th. 4, 5, and 6 due up with Navarrete back out there. He got out of a bases loaded 1-out jam with a pop out to Boning. First pitch misses for ball 1. Apologize with the camera getting knocked off. That one misses. It's 2-0. Charlie putting in the work to get this fixed up. (2-0) from Navarrete. That one's hit out towards center. Back goes Castillo. Back, still going to the track, to the wall, and will make the catch. Just shy of the center field wall. Run back hits a bomb, but not far enough. Castillo makes a nice running catch. He's made a few good plays out there in center and allowed out number 1 for Navarrete.
Now that is for the Foresters, sponsored by Rick Wilson, Greater Family Mortgage, the right fielder, number 17.
That'll bring up Steven Zobak. Zobak hit into a double play his last time up. He's reached base twice, dropped third strike and a walk. First pitch to him is outside, ball 1.
We got that camera back up and running.
Good
Let's
work,
go.
Charles. Good work.
It was already pretty sketchy. At the
Was it
beginning of
the dog that
broadcast.
knocked it off?
I'm not sure.
There's a dog over near us. The dog knocked it off.
We gotta
Don't
brace
blame
the
us.
elements out here.
If you're watching, don't blame us. Blame the puppy.
Blame the Foresters.
Navarrete's pitch. Taken high. And it's 3-0 now to Zobak. Jared Thomas on deck. He doubled the leadoff last inning, came around to score on the walk. The only run of the game. Bottom of the 8th. Pitch of Navarrete. And that misses. 4 straight balls. Zobak, he reaches via walk. And the Foresters again, for the 7th straight inning, have a base runner.
Sponsored by Bedrock Construction. The catcher, number 36, Jared Thomas.
Navarrete having the work of coming in down. Has done a great job since coming into the ball game. Got the fly out to shortstop and the strikeout after Avila was having some trouble, and has allowed a runner but has an out, giving the Saints a prime opportunity to turn 2 here.
Thomas is 2 for 3. First pitch. Misses, and Navarrete's missed with 5 straight balls now.
Seems that after the slow start for the Foresters, that Thomas was really the one to get things going. Ethan Bates also has done a great job. He's been the only Forester to reach base all 3 times.
And that one misses. 6 straight balls from Navarrete. Tanner Otremba would be next, barring a double play ball. Chomko went 4 innings, 9 strikeouts. Was fantastic, only 1 hit allowed. 2 good innings from Shepard. Avila got in a little bit of trouble. The earned runs on him right now. Navarrete did a good job getting out of it, but right now it's having trouble locating his pitches. 3-0 now to Thomas.
That's been the story ever since Avila came in. Just Saints bullpen just kind of beating themselves, not giving the Foresters really the opportunity to do so, but just walks. Unfortunate.
3-0. Came over fastball, 3-1. Thomas a dangerous hitter now. This is a dangerous pitch. Behind in the count 3, ahead of the count 3-1. With Zobak on first, 1 away. Navarrete trying to keep his team in the game. That one's hit out towards center. Castillo running in will make the catch for out number 2. Good job by Navarrete to work that back and get a big out of Thomas.
for the salty at the beach. Drinks on deck batter. Or a $5 coupon, salty at the beach. Let's stir it up.
Now it's Tanner Otremba, the DH. He walked his last time up, struck out the first two.
So we hit just over the 2-hour mark of this game, approaching 2.5. It's been a very quick one, but for Tanner Otremba, 0 for 2 and a walk. Just the player that Navarrete wants to face here. Take advantage of it.
First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Due up for the Saints in the ninth. Castillo, Bradshaw, and Cobb.
Bradshaw and Cobb, those are the two hitters that you want in part of that inning. They're two of the best in the lineup today.
Again, only 3 hits for the Saints. Going to need to get something here in the ninth. Ball in the dirt. Good job by Bo Willis to block that. 1-1. The 1-1 from Navarrete. Fastball blown by Otremba. 1-2, and Otremba's a strike away of getting the old hat trick.
That is a power trip for Navarrete. Coming out, blowing a ball right by Otremba, the big hitter, 391, the best on the Foresters. Really helps give you momentum for your last pitch. I'd love to see him go breaking ball, catch him out in front.
He does go breaking ball. Bo Willis, heck of a job blocking it, but a good read by Zobak, who will take second. That one skipped way out in front. Bo Willis did a good job knocking it down, but a great read by Zobak gets him over to second. And now a 2-out hit for Otremba could extend the Forester lead. He went to the curveball after blowing him by with the fastball. I wonder if it sets up the fastball again here.
Gotta give respect to this Forester superfan. He may be a little much, but he is giving it his all game long. We've been hearing him.
Pitch is the fastball. Otremba got a piece and fouled it back.
This is a big battle for Navarrete to win. If he's able to get Otremba, give a lot of confidence for the Saints in the top of the ninth.
Yeah, another run or two could really be defeating to the Saints team. See what they like to do. Pitch. That's low and inside. 2-2. Runner on second, 2 outs, 2 balls, and 2 strikes. Foresters up 1-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. A bases-loaded walk, the only difference between these teams. Pitch. That skips up again. Runner's going to take off, and the runner gets Bo Willis's way. And they're going to call him out. He got in the way of Bo Willis, who's looking to throw him out at third, and I think that's the right call.
He was interfered with. He can't be doing that.
The manager for Santa Barbara does not like it. Bo Willis had a play at third, and Otremba went right in front of him. I think it's a good call.
If he was a lefty at Otremba, you can understand that. But as a righty crossing the plate, you can't do that with a live ball and a live play happening. That is not how baseball works. And this argument is null and void to me at this point. The umps got the call right here in the 8th.
It doesn't matter how much he argues. We're headed to the 9th. Foresters up 1 over the Saints. Can the Saints come back? You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Nick Proctor on to close it out and get the save for the Foresters. He'll get Castillo, Bradshaw, and Cobb, the 9-1 and 2 hitters for the Saints, trying to come back here in the top of the ninth. The Saints have never been shut out this season. They've shut out 2 teams, but have not been shut out yet this year. They trail 1-0, a bases loaded walk. And the 7th inning, the only difference. Castillo has a double in this game. Would be a fantastic time to get another here.
Churchill's day is done. 1 inning of work, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Keeps the Saints at 0.
First pitch is high for a ball, 1-0 to Castillo. Defensively for the Foresters, Pettis, their center fielder, moved over to left, and Josh Stinson comes in to play center field defensively for the Foresters. Bradshaw and Cobb combined 0 for 6 in this game. 2 of the better hitters in the lineup today for the Saints. Looking to get something going here in the ninth. And it's quickly 2-0 to Castillo. We've seen the Saints come back before. We've seen them come back before against the Foresters. So that's you and I up close on the Cali walk-off, as aforementioned before.
And there's still plenty of time, Jarrett. We know what the Saints can do with just 1 out. You give them 3, that could mean trouble.
And that's outside. Quickly 3-0 now to Castillo. Starting to hear the Saints dugout get into it a little bit.
And the right time to come alive. A new arm in Nick Proctor. Let him feel it. Start to get this new pitcher rattled. You can really battle back in this game. Saints never out of it, and they know it.
3-0 nearly hits a ball 4. 4 straight balls from Proctor coming into the game. Saints get a base runner. First time they get the leadoff man on base. Castillo takes first for the top of the order. Tying run is on base. And brings in the DH Connor Bradshaw, who's due. How good of a timing would it be, Charlie, for a nice Bradshaw blast here?
2 very capable bats in Bradshaw and Cobb. Bradshaw leading the team with 4 home runs. Love to see it make it 5, Jarrett.
A base hit would do. He shows bunt, pulls it back. Throw down to first. They had a play on it, but Castillo gets back. Close play. Good job there by Thomas behind the plate. But 5 straight balls from Proctor. Do you like the idea of a bunt there with Bradshaw?
I don't get the strategy there, bunting with Bradshaw. You are down a run, and having a runner moved over is key. But we saw the Saints do the same thing. Having the runner moved over, even with a runner at third, they weren't able to do it. Granted, it was 2 outs, but this is your best hitter, and you're going to have him lay down a bunt? Very questionable decision.
He tried to lay down a bunt there, and it goes foul. It'll be 1-1. I understand just trying to get the tying run over base with, and because you have the respectable hitters of Cobb and Burden to follow. Campbell playing in at third, obviously for the bunt. See if Bradshaw does it again here with the count 1-1. Proctor fires, he does show bunt, and he can't get it down. It's fouled back, and the count moves to 1-2. Well, speed pitch made it difficult for Bradshaw to lay that one down. One and 2 to Bradshaw. Tying run on first. Go ahead run at the plate. Nobody out. Pitch. Bradshaw swings and misses. Bradshaw strikes out for the second time tonight. Out number 1 here in the ninth for Proctor.
An uncharacteristic 0 for 4 today out of Connor Bradshaw. 2 groundouts, 2 strikeouts, and something that he is going to feel tomorrow and have to shake off relatively soon.
Adam Ramp Jackson Cobb. He's 0 for 3. We saw him go the other way the last 2 at-bats, but a nice play at third by Campbell. And the left fielder, that one just misses the outside corner, ball 1. Campbell playing far from the third base bag. If Cobb can let that ball go through the zone, go the other way down the third base line, Could be extra bases. Castillo with good speed on the base paths. Ground ball could end the game as well for the Foresters. The 1-0 from Proctor. Caught big cut. Fouls it back 1-1. Jack Burden on deck.
One swing of the bat could put the Saints in the lead, let alone tie it. It could also end this ball game. Two ends of the spectrum. Let's see which side they fall on.
Throw over to first. Castillo gets back.
Looks like Cobb still showing bunt. I don't know what the Saints are doing here. They're wasting strikes and opportunities to get hits. Got to figure after burning Connor Bradshaw, you'd let Cobb hit away.
Cobb does have the speed to possibly get an infield single via bunt.
Just, again, questionable why they decided to bunt Bradshaw with Cobb on deck. You figure let Bradshaw hit away, he's due, and then get your guy, your speedster in Cobb, the nice fast lefty, to lay one down the third base line. But a different strategy here from the sub coach.
1-1 to Cobb. Not showing bunt, fouls it off. And he's down to his last strike, 1 and 2. Foresters looking to get their first win over the Saints this season.
Cobb taking the sign from third. On the 1-2, you got to imagine if Castillo's going to be going here.
Pitch. Outside, 2-2.
Good eye.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff walk for Castillo. Bradshaw struck out. 1 out, run on first. Top 9, 1-0 Foresters lead. Pitch. Cobb lines that one towards center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Castillo thinking about third. He's going to head there. The throw's going to go into third. He's going to be safe. Cobb takes second. Second and third for the Saints. The tying run's 90 feet away.
Oh, my gosh. Flying around the base path. Tommy Castillo. He just knew running second he was going to be on 3. Unbelievable speed that the Saints have acquired here. And really, with Cobb now getting that into center, gets to second, and the Saints, the tying run at second, or the leading run at second now, tying run at third, have a real opportunity to go ahead.
And it makes you question Stinson and center deciding to throw it to third, allowing Cobb, because obviously you want to get that main guy, but that's the tying run on third. The go-ahead run now at second, and a base hit could give the Saints the lead. Great at bat there by Jackson Cobb. Second and third, 1 out for Jack Burden. Now you wonder, Charlie, if they decide to put Burden on, load the bases, set up a double play ball for Peyton Lewis. Burden's 0 for 2 with a walk. Lewis is 0 for 3. Saints making it interesting as they always do. Never go down without a fight.
And this would be one they would walk away smiling if they were able to come back and beat the Foresters yet again. A nice 2.5-2-hour bus ride back to Arcadia, Pasadena area, and come back on this team again to beat them 4 times for 4. Make it a perfect 100 would be too sweet.
Looks like they're going to pitch to Burden with the infield in. Trying to prevent that tying run. 1 out, second and third. Jack Burden, the Saints left fielder, has a chance with a deep fly ball to tie the game for the Saints. Pitch. And therefore strike 0-1. Burden thought it was high. Home plate umpire did not. Burden quickly behind in the count.
It's the best chance that the Saints have gotten all night. Not just a runner at third, but second now as well. And really getting to Nick Proctor.
The 0-1 to Jag. Big cut, fouled it back 0-2. He's in danger of striking out. I got to say, Charlie, it seems when these teams play each other, it really shows why they're at the top of the standings. Every game comes right down to the wire. Such a great game. And
the variance between the games, 8-6, 1-0 here. goes to show how talent can come in all forms. Pitching, hitting, how they really come against each other. And like I said, just the likeness between these two teams is unreal as each of these games go on. They mirror each other's stats, and the score really reflects that.
Yeah, not only have we had good pitching today, but defensively we've seen some really good plays from both teams. But Burden behind the count, 0-2 here. Pitch from Proctor. High fastball. Burden just got a piece of it. To stay alive, they'll do it again.
Good battle. Great hack by Jag Burden, keeping himself alive, trying to battle in this count.
A fly ball ties the game. A base hit could give the Saints the lead. Proctor winds and fires. And he struck him out. Fastball blown by Burden. A big strikeout for out number 2.
Huge. That's it. Huge right there for Nick Proctor. You had 1 out, unable to get the double play. You needed a strikeout, and Proctor delivers.
And they're going to put Peyton Lewis on and elect to face the righty and Bo Willis.
That's an interesting call. Bo Willis has been a hot bat so far in this game. 1 for 2 with a walk. And if he has another keen eye in this at bat, we could be looking at a tie ball game.
And it's going to be a pinch hit. Bo Willis is not going to hit. It's going to be Drew Cowley. The Saints star, Drew Cowley.
The Forester killer, number 21, coming in to shake things up. The hitting streak is on the line for Drew Cowley as the ump writes in the substitution. And this is Nick Proctor's worst nightmare.
Can Drew Cowley do it again? He
Bases
walked
loaded.
it off earlier in the season. Now in the top of the 9th, bases loaded. 2 outs, Saints trail by 1. Proctor versus Cowley. The first pitch. Cowley swinging, he got under it. It's going to be a difficult play. In comes Pettis from left. He's under it and will make the catch. And the Foresters defeat the Saints 1-0.
No words out here, Jarrett. A well-fought battle all game long by the Saints. They were unable to get a good piece of hitting, but Cowley, such a humble guy. The Cowley personality coming out. Even though he flies out, it took 4 tries for the Foresters to take down this hot Saints team. The Foresters continue on their win streak. 7 wins in a row in league play. Make that 9 overall. This team is heating up at the right time, but for the Saints, they've dropped 2 out of their last 3, and they need to turn things around a little bit heading in to their last week of play, Jarrett. And we saw great pitching out of this team, something that they've been working on. Didn't allow a lot of hits, only 1 run, but the offense struggled today. And as you mentioned, Jarrett, the first shutout, so nothing to worry about for the Saints offense. A lot of familiar faces were not in this lineup tonight. So just one that the Saints, it was an off day for a lot of guys. They tried to battle it out. Would have been an outstanding victory to win with some new guys, but unfortunately for them, came up just short here tonight.
The Saints get shut out for the first time this season. Fall to 15-8 in league play. Now a game behind Santa Barbara in the standings. They'll play Santa Barbara 2 more times in the final week of the season. As for next for the Saints, they're back home tomorrow versus the Riptide. The Foresters continue their homestand against the Conejo Oaks tomorrow as well. For Charles Duncan and the entire Arroyo Seco Saint intern staff, I'm Jarrett Thompson. The Saints lose this one 1-0. Thank you for listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.